Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Carolina Classrooms. I'm Dawn Samples. Tonight we'll discuss an important and timely topic in the K-12 community, assessment. During the last session, the legislature voted to change the way that some students are tested in South Carolina. Those changes go into effect next month in the form of 3 new tests: ACT Aspire, the ACT, and ACT Workkeys. Parents, students, and educators all likely have a lot of questions regarding the implementation of these new tests, and tonight we hope to answer some of those questions or at least lead you to some good resources. Joining me this evening is Liz Jones, Director of Assessment for the South Carolina Department of Education. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Dr. Sean Alford, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction in Dorchester School District 2. Thank you. Thank you both for coming and being with us tonight.
Thank you so much.
So to start off with, why don't we talk just a little bit about what some of the benefits are to these new tests? I know, Dr. Alford, you have some information about the changes and why this might be a benefit to us.
Absolutely. And when I speak to school leaders and teachers, there's a lot of excitement about the potential benefits of the new assessment suite. It's really about communication and increased opportunities for relevant communication with the many stakeholders in our school communities. When you look at students now have an opportunity to use the assessments that they have to take as part of accountability in our state, but they're also able to use those for very important and relevant life decisions like college placement. For parents, they get an opportunity to learn and see concretely or objectively where their students are performing and how ready they are for those wonderful post-secondary opportunities. Teachers look to have more engaged students and parents. That always helps the educational process, but probably most importantly, our business and industry now have a way to understand exactly how prepared our students are, and that increased alignment or communication between education and the business community can only have a positive effect on workforce development.
So this could actually help parents and students and their children make more concrete decisions and better informed decisions about what they want to do.
Exactly right, better informed decisions. And when parents see that students may not be progressing on the path toward their life dreams, then parents are notified in a timely fashion and they can have an opportunity to intercede, intervene, support their students through a variety of different ways and increase communications with the schools and teachers.
So this opens the door for more conversations and discussion with the teachers
Absolutely.
and administrators in the district. Let's take a few minutes, and if you guys will share with us a little bit some of the characteristics about the new tests, some of the advantages, and what we can expect from these tests.
Okay. Well, the ACT Aspire test is administered in grades 3 through 8, and it provides parents and schools and students with information about their child's performance in several areas: writing, reading, English, mathematics, and there's an optional science test. Now these tests are timed.
So that's a big change.
It is a big change. Students haven't been, not on the statewide assessments, students have always had all the time they wanted. And so students need to become prepared or come to school prepared to take a time test. They need to be aware of how much time they do have.
What is some suggestions you may have for teachers or parents to help students prepare for that?
I think giving small tests within a school room or having a child work on something at home and giving the child a certain amount of time to do that test or that project, and just making the child more aware of the time that passes as they're doing those projects.
So even small tasks at home, just timing it, just helping kids become aware that time is ticking.
Right. Okay. What a minute feels like.
Okay.
What 10 minutes feels like. I think would be beneficial to them.
Good. That's good advice.
Okay. In 2015, these tests are paper pencil only. That was according to the mandate, to the laws. We're moving to an online testing, use of computer testing, but that's not this year. That begins next year. It's an optional year to allow students to take paper pencil or online testing. But we wanted to move gradually. The legislature realizes that some districts aren't ready to administer tests online.
So just for clarification, this coming year it will be paper pencil for everyone.
For everyone.
And then the following year will be optional online or paper pencil.
Right.
Now after that is when it may move into an online
Only.
arena only. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So it gives them some time to get ready. We do have some tests that are administered online now, but this gives us, these are new tests, so it gives us time to become accustomed to them before we move online.
Right. That's good. And I know that's a whole different learning curve for people outside of the content of the test, just working with it being online.
Right.
So.
Right.
Probably the toughest part of that transition for classroom teachers and students is going to be that writing assessment and learning how to formulate their ideas, script that on paper, go back and edit, recheck in a 30-minute time frame. So classroom teachers really have to make a deliberate effort to help students develop those skills. Because in the past we've used graphic organizers. We've done a wonderful job of helping students organize their thoughts before they're transposed to paper. 30 minutes doesn't allow you a whole lot of time to do that.
No, it doesn't.
So we really need practice in that regard.
Right. So not to maybe eliminate that practice, but to help students see how to use that practice to then become more timely in how they put their thoughts together after they've had practice with the formative thinking and processing and critical thinking, you know, organizers and all that kind of stuff beforehand.
It's going to be challenging.
It will be.
Yeah.
It will be. Okay.
So you bring up the timed writing test, and we will start administering these tests in April, in grades 3 through 8, like I said before, April 28th through 30th. And then we have makeup testing through the 13th of May. But the tests, each test has a different number of minutes. So for the writing prompt that we were just talking about, students are given the 30 minutes to test. For English, there are 32 to 45 items depending on the grade level of the child. Fewer items for younger children and more items for the older children, and 30 to 35 minutes. For reading, there are 31 items and 60 minutes at all grade levels. With math, there are 31 to 45 items depending on the grade level, and 55 to 65 minutes. So that's a longer test for the older children. And the science test is 35 items, and they're allowed 55 minutes. So you have a lot of variation. You have the 30-minute writing test, which is short, and all the way up to 65 minutes in the 8th grade for mathematics.
So obviously they may be taking these tests over a period of days.
They will be.
Right.
They will be. The writing and the English tests are both in the same day. So that's a total of about 30 to or 60 to 65 minutes. The reading test is on a day by itself. The math and the science are each on a day by themselves.
Okay, good. So that's for the students in grades 3 through 8.
3 through 8.
Right. So let's move on now to the next test, is the ACT. So what can we expect from the ACT?
The ACT evaluates children's or students' college readiness. Scores may be reported to colleges and universities, just like when a child takes the test on a Saturday. So this is the same ACT that parents have paid for.
So it's the same one that parents have had to put money out there for before. Okay.
And it's not a small amount of money.
Right.
So now they can take it during the school day, and the scores may be reportable to colleges. They may be used for trying to earn scholarship money. So there are those benefits of the ACT. And it is also used for accountability purposes, school accountability, district accountability, and state accountability.
Just as we have done before with PASS.
Right,
correct?
and with the high school exit exam in the past.
Right.
The high school assessment program.
Okay. So this test is also going to be paper pencil?
It is also
correct?
going to be paper pencil.
Okay.
It's administered in the 11th grade. Now that's a change also. In the past, the high school
Right.
test was at the 10th grade. And so we've moved it to 11th grade. The whole nation is moving to 11th grade. Almost everybody in the nation is moving to the 11th grade. And so students who took the high school test last year will take the ACT this year. And the dates are April 28th with a makeup date on May 12th. So there's 1 day for testing and 1 day for makeup testing. Some students with that need accommodations, students with 504 plans or IEPs, have a testing window rather than a testing day.
Okay.
That allows those who need more time to take it using more time. It just allows a lot more flexibility. And that window is April 28th through May 12th.
Okay.
I don't know if we mentioned, but this test is also paper pencil only, so it follows the same timeline as the 3 through 8 test. Paper pencil only this year, an option next year, and then we move to online testing.
The third year. Okay.
So the tests, of course, are a little bit longer, and you get a little bit more time. These are older students. Students have 45 minutes to take the English test. It is 75 items, so they can't piddle around. They're going to have to move.
So they got to be aware of that time as well. It's not just your 3 through 8 kids. They've got to.
They do.
Okay.
Exactly. And probably one of the toughest subtests in that assessment is the reading subtest, where students have to actually answer 40 items in a 35-minute period. But that's also after reading 4 excerpts of informational text. That is extremely challenging, and teachers in our school district are working with students every day to be able to meet that 35-minute time frame.
So they're really reading and absorbing the information and then having to apply what they've just read, and they've got a short amount of time to do that.
10 questions each stanza. It's tough.
Okay.
And in the past, we've given a test a day. Reading was 1 day, and math was 1 day, and all of these tests are on 1 day. So they need to be prepared for a long day. It starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, ends about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
But that's just as it was when parents would pay to have their kids take it. It's
exactly the same way.
Right. Okay.
Exactly the same rules. But the shortest test is the shortest multiple choice test is the science test, which is 35 minutes, 40 items. But the writing prompt, again, just like in 3 through 8, is 30 minutes long.
Okay. Now there's also the ACT Workkeys.
There is.
And this is new for us to think about as this type of test.
This is new. I think the business community has really pushed for this test, and I think they are very excited. I'm excited about this test. This gives us information that we haven't had in the past. Employers can look at a test score from a child and see where they might have strengths and weaknesses, and it helps with employment opportunities.
See where they really have some natural talents and skills.
Exactly. They can earn a National Career Readiness Certificate, and there are different levels that indicate that you're ready for different types of jobs. So it's really beneficial. I think this is a very beneficial test. It's also free to students. In the past, parents have had to pay for it, or the students themselves,
right.
and
Free is good.
Free is good. It's also administered in grade 11. It's administered the day after the ACT test. So it's April 28th. The makeup day is the day after the makeup for the ACT, which is May. So this one will be given on May 13th. And as with the ACT, there's a window for students who need accommodations.
Now, will all students take both the ACT and Workkeys?
Yes.
Okay.
There is a small population of students in our state and in every state with significant cognitive disabilities, and we have alternate tests for those students,
Okay.
as we do for all of our tests. But other than that small, very small group of students, at the 11th grade there are about 300 students that take an alternate test. But other
And
than
that's
those,
statewide?
That's statewide.
Okay.
Other than those few students, everybody else will take both the ACT and the Workkeys.
And the Workkeys. So they'll have those test scores and those results to take with them to go on either into college or the workplace.
That's right.
Or both.
Or both.
Okay. And this one is also paper and pencil.
Also
Is that
paper and
correct?
pencil. And we're moving toward the online testing there too.
Okay, and it will follow the same window
Yes.
as the other two tests.
Mhm.
Okay. And so what are the kinds of things they're going to have on the Workkeys test?
The Workkeys test, subjects are different. So the first one is called Reading for Information. So it's a 45-minute test, has 33 items. Each of these tests allows 45 minutes and has 33 items. So there's Reading for Information, Applied Mathematics, and Locating Information.
So this sounds very much like it's the real world test. It's not just the academic knowledge test,
Correct.
but it's the application of that academic knowledge they've learned to these are real world skills. How would you use what you know?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
As we communicate to parents, we like to phrase it as this is an assessment of employable skills.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how parents might be able to find out more about these tests, or teachers or administrators, whoever it may be, who wants to know more and be better prepared for this. How can they find out more?
You can start out by talking to teachers, other school administrators. The districts have some information, but we have a lot of information on our Department of Education website. If you go to the first page of our website, there's an ACT button, we call it. And it's right on the front page, and you click on that, and there's all kinds of information that parents can be interested in, and school and district folks could be interested in.
And are there, I know a lot of times parents have questions and concerns about their child being prepared for it. Are there practice tests, or what are things that parents can do? A lot of times parents ask questions about what can I do at home to have my child ready for this test. So what
Right.
can they do to prepare for this?
Again, that's another benefit of having a national assessment. You know, there are a tremendous number of resources that are available, some free, some you have to purchase. Folks have been preparing their students to take that college entrance ACT for years. Some businesses have made a lot of money in doing so. ACT offers, and I think it's available for the students in South Carolina, a free online prep tool that's accessible through the student's school. And that assessment tool will allow students to have an actual opportunity to see a practice ACT exam before they actually take it in school in April. So there are a variety of resources that are available. Some of them are really, really good. And again, free is always good.
Right. I know people like to hear that it's free. I know a lot of school districts have had tests that they do throughout the year to help inform them about instructional practices and where they may have areas that they need to work on or concentrate on. How can this test or other parts of this test, I think maybe are there formative assessments that go along with this, or existing practices, options for districts to continue? How can they prepare for that?
Well, formative assessment is not a part of that accountability process that school districts have to meet at the state and federal level. So that's really a local decision as it relates to what you use to inform daily classroom instruction. This is probably one of the few opportunities that we've ever had as school districts in the state to actually have a formative assessment that is aligned with the summative or the end of year assessment. So that's a tremendous opportunity for us there to make sure that we are taking appropriate measures frequently to make sure that our instruction is aligned to what it is we want students to be able to know and do. So this is a rare opportunity with the employment of this new assessment system that we haven't had in the past, and our teachers are really excited about that.
It sounds to me like this is going to allow everyone to be more on the same page
Yes.
with regard to K-12 and then whatever happens after K-12. If you're going into the workforce or if you're going on to college, that it's sort of uniting everything and getting everyone sort of on the same page.
I think that sums up the major difference between our state's assessment system in the past and what we have coming this spring, is that we finally have a longitudinal assessment in which we measure student performance by a similar indicator from grades 3 all the way through graduation and beyond.
So exciting times.
There are exciting things.
Do you have any last words? Or
Well, I was going to add to
advice, or-
that, and that if a child takes the Aspire test in grades 3 through 8, they can actually look and look at their performance now and get a feel for how they may perform when they get to the 11th grade. So there's no surprise waiting for them in the 11th grade.
So as they take this year to year, they can see where they are exactly on track to whatever they're aspiring to be.
Aspire.
That's right. It's a good name for it. So we're going to look at, in just a minute, some of the, where some of the information is available on the website. And if people have questions, I know that the State Department also has a Facebook page where I have seen information about these tests posted.
Mm-hmm.
And if people have questions, can they also post some of their questions there?
Sure.
And contact people at the State Department. Also, just contacting, if it's parents, contacting school administrators, teachers at the district level
Right.
also.
Right. But there's also a tremendous amount of information on the ACT website. So that would be a great source of information for parents as well. But of course, their first contact would always be the classroom teacher or the school leader.
That's always the best.
Yeah.
And that, again, opens that conversation up between the teachers and the parents
Yes,
in the
it does.
community. Yes, so one other question that I had too, you mentioned earlier about formative assessment and the practice tests. Are those available for parents if they click on the site, on the website, the ACT website? Will they be able to access the practice tests there?
In the free online module that ACT offers, yes, parents will have access to practice tests
Okay,
in that module. Absolutely.
so all of that's on the ACT website as well. So we're going to look at here, I think you'll be able to see the SDE website where students and teachers and parents will be able to go get more information also on the ACT website. I believe the state website is www.ed.sc.gov. And so is there information there on the landing page for people?
There is. Were you going to pull up a picture of it? There's a, on the right side, about halfway down the page, there's a button for the ACT.
Okay.
And if you click there, there's just
It will take them to
a
all
lot
of
of
the resources.
information.
Excellent. Okay. I just want to make sure, I know we have a lot of people who are a little anxious about this, and we want to make sure people know where to go to find out more,
Right.
because there is a lot of information out there for parents and for educators.
Right, and we're continuing to post information out there. So if you go out there once, you might go back another week later and find more
Oh,
information.
good. That's good advice.
So
keep checking that.
Keep checking. Keep checking.
Excellent. Well, thank you all so much. This has been very helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for the
you.
opportunity.
So a group of education professionals from various state agencies and associations throughout South Carolina have been meeting regularly for the past several months, along with representatives from ACT, to discuss ways to disseminate all of this information. The result is a comprehensive webpage full of resources about these tests. To access it, as we were saying, go to the State Department's website at ed.sc.gov and look for the ACT button. So tonight we really wanted to spend as much time as possible talking about assessment, and when we have time, we also like to be able to show some of the great things and showcase what's happening in our Carolina classrooms around the state. So if you are teaching out there, we would like to invite you to submit a short video of 2 minutes or less showcasing what you're doing with your students, and we would like to maybe include that on a future episode. So please visit our website at scetv.org/learn or the Pinterest site that you see on the screen to find out more about the rules and how you can submit your video. Be sure to tune in for a very special Carolina Classrooms on April 29th at 7 p.m. where we'll be joined by all 5 of our finalists for the South Carolina Teacher of the Year. We'll celebrate all teachers and we'll find out from these leaders what has made them successful. We'd like to include your questions for them or comments that you might like to share about your favorite teacher. So please send those to carolinaclassrooms@scetv.org. That's all the time we have for now. Thank you again for joining us this evening, and we hope to see you next month on Carolina Classrooms. For everyone at ETV, I'm Dawn Samples. Thank you for watching and good night.